Welcome to Yoga Flow, all levels. And just start connecting with your breath. So just start connecting with that intention. What drove you to join the class today? So when you're seated here, you're just nice and tall with your spine, rolling your shoulders, really reaching up, opening the chest. Eyes are closed, mouth is relaxed, and jaw. You may even exhale through the mouth if you like. In the silence, just start maybe moving your body side to side or front and back to start finding some movement. Maybe reaching the hands up, looking at the sky, hands together in prayer, bringing the hands to heart center, setting an intention for our practice, connecting with it. Maybe say an affirmation. I am strong. I am grounded. I am healthy. Deep inhale, nice and big. One more time. Start turning to one side. Arm comes down. And all the way up. And arms come to the other side. So this is a dynamic twist. Inhale up. Exhale, turn. Inhale. Exhale, nice and big. One more time. And inhale, exhale. Stay on this side. So what you want to do is turn the shoulders almost completely perpendicular to the legs. Grab your right knee with your left arm. Turn your head towards the right, or if you're on the left side, your left. And just find that nice healthy twist for your spine. Nice long spine. And coming back to center. Roll the shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale. Turn to the other side. Grabbing that leg. Finding that nice healthy twist. And back to center. Now finding more room in our spine by coming around in circles. So it's basically your shoulders driving the movement, making this fluid and easy, rounding the spine. So just opening up more space for the inner thigh, the hips, the upper and lower back. And reverse. Do this slowly, as far as it feels comfortable. Setting one hand down, the other one comes up. And exhale, reaching to one side. Remembering to keep the shoulders down and back, the chest is open. Maybe looking up at that elbow. And then bringing both hands up. Just reach up. Reach down towards the center. You can relax the head and neck. So you can allow the head to just fall heavy. And the neck is rounded. And back to center. Inhale up. Exhale, lean to the other side. Reaching to the opposite side, really stretching that rib cage. Again, creating more space. Breathing more deeply. Bringing the hand down. Rolling the shoulders. Now both hands come back. Roll the shoulders. Push your chest forward. So you're just pushing your body forward, but not collapsing like we did before. Keeping the neck nice and long and just pushing the body forward with strong arms behind. Finding that nice opening in the inner thigh. Coming back up. Nice and long spine. So we're in a neutral position here. We're just going to turn the head to the right or left. Back to center. Chin comes up. Maybe roll the shoulders, stretching the front of the neck. And lower. Back to center, back to neutral, and then turning the head to the other side. Remembering to breathe deep. And turning back to center. Okay, so then we're going to come to a tabletop position. We're just going to find that position where the hands are right underneath the shoulders, the knees right underneath the hips. And we're going to arch the back, look up like an angry cat, and then round. So we're just going to do a few of these. Inhale, arch, exhale, round. This is called cat-cow in yoga. It's a great way to warm up the spine, wake up the back. And then from here, I'm going to keep your blocks handy or your blocks. We're going to then bring our hands forward. So from tabletop, we're going to bring the hands forward and allow the chest to just rest on our hands. And we're going to keep the knees down. If we want to come to full plank, we can. We're just going to hold the pose, really engaging the core. If this is not our favorite plank position, we can do a forearm plank right here. The idea is that you don't have your booty up, you bring it way down, you're engaging the core and maybe squeezing the glutes a little bit. Try to relax your neck and just breathe here. Finding that strength, no matter where you are. Modified plank, plank on forearms, or full plank. Breathe. Push up and create your downward dog, the first downward dog of our practice. So just finding that length, bringing your booty up, creating that inverted V. Beautiful. And slowly walking the hands towards the feet, with the feet towards the hands. Allowing the head to rest heavy here. Maybe saying yes and no. Forward fold. Round the spine. Roll the shoulders. Inhale up. And exhale. So now we're going to start flowing through a few things, a few poses, and build up a little bit of heat. We are going to be using our core throughout the practice. So when you're doing a pose, I'm going to remind you to engage your core. So bringing your belly button towards your back, towards your spine, really using your core to hold you. to strengthen the core and strengthen the lower back. We're going to come to the front of the mat. Do a few sun salutations. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Here you set your hands right above your knees and your back is nice and flat, parallel to the floor. Your head, your neck is long. It's an extension of your spine. You could bend your knees slightly if you need to. And from here, we're going to bring one leg back and find a high lunge. So we're going to roll the shoulders, bring the hands up, and then come down slowly. So this is like your standard lunge. Nice and strong here. Up and down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Reach your hands up. Hold that high lunge or low lunge where you bring the knee lower. If this is not your cup of tea, you can turn this into warrior one. So your foot is down, your heel is down, and you just bring your hands up. So whether you're in warrior or in lunge, you're going to start bringing your hands up and then down and up and down. Like you're pushing some air toward you, pushing it away. Down, pushing it away. Good, pushing it away. Let's stay here. Open, close. Open, close. Little pulses here. Good, nice strong arms. So what you're doing is either keeping your hands long or bringing them up and in line with your shoulders. Good. Hold it here, hands come forward. Up. Maybe find the bind in your hands. Oops. Keep your balance there. Maybe turn this into a warrior. And walk your feet together and release. Good. All right. We should be building some heat. So do what you can. If something feels like it's too hard, modify it. Okay? This is your practice, so you get to do what your body's able to do. Let's go ahead and come to the front of the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Reaching for the floor. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bring the opposite leg back. Roll the shoulders and face the hands. Good. So now we're going to do our dynamic lunge or low lunge where we bring the knee down. Now another thing to remember, you want your toe to be in front of your knee. You don't want to be doing this where the knee is in front of the toe. You have to be nice and wide so when you come down, you are just doing 90 degrees on both legs. Good. Lots of balance here. Use your core. Squeeze. Inhale, exhale. Good. Find that warrior one. Hold the pose right here. Beautiful. Lower the hands. Open up. Finding again that lunge. Bringing the hands up. Open, close. Arms and legs working together. Inhale, exhale. Good. Beautiful. And then bring the hands back to center. Turn this into a warrior one, where the foot is down about 45 degrees. The ankle and the heel are down. Shoulders are down. Find that nice bind. And bring it up. Beautiful. And please bring it to the front. Shake those legs. Beautiful. Okay. So now, before we move on to the next sequence, I wanted to give you one more form of exercise. You're going to be about hip width apart, maybe a little wider. You're going to find that nice spine in your hands, and then you're going to create circles and come down. So you're going to go center, down to one side, and up. So when you come down, you're bending your knees. Yes, almost like a little squat. Good. Come on down, and up. Down, and up. Down, and up. Down, and up. Open up your hands. Reach up. Exhale. So this is cactus arms. You're going to reach up. You're going to open your chest. You're going to reach and open. Reach and open. Beautiful. Now here, hopefully you are in the same position as me along your mat, right? So your feet are in a nice wide stance. Good. So what we want to do is bring our tailbone down. So when we bring the tailbone down, the legs bend and the knees stay open. So we're going to open and close just a couple of times. And then here, you're going to bring your hands to center and find your goddess pose here. So you're going to open up. Maybe your hands come up a little bit. So find that 90 degree between the shoulder, the elbow, and the hand. Good. So you're going to bring the hands in and out. In and out. And just hold it right here. So when the hands come in and out, you're going to be breathing in a way that the core gets engaged. So, inhale, exhale. Good. Beautiful. Bring the hands up and the legs extend. 5 points up. Bring the hands down, back to touchdown position. Then you're going to turn to one side and then back to center. Turn to the other side, back to center. So turning to the side is similar to that lunge that we did earlier. And then coming back to center, you're going to bring your hands behind the head. You're going to open the chest and close. Open and close. Open and close. And breathe. Hold it here. You're going to hold it open. Holding your head. Stretching your neck again. Back to 5-point star. Back to goddess pose. This time we can just bring the hands together, rolling the shoulders. Finding our strength right here, 90 degrees in both legs. Bringing the whole body down, the tailbone straight down. Beautiful. Coming up, extending the legs. Hinging at the hips. Reaching here for the floor. So if you can't reach the floor, you can stay here, feeling that nice deep stretch. And then we're going to turn this into a dynamic side lunge. So you're going to reach, and reach, reach, and reach. So now the feet are facing forward. You're nice and wide, so you have plenty of room to reach. The back is nice and straight. Good. Beautiful. Now you're going to stay on one side. You're going to turn and reach for that leg. So you're going to open the chest, bring the hand behind, finding that nice wide twist. Coming back to center. Coming back up. Coming back down. Leaning towards the other side, turning your chest, twisting here. So you could do a modified twist. You could do it a little higher or a little lower, a little deeper. And back to center. Back to down, reaching the floor. Maybe relax the head. Yes and no. And slowly coming up. Forward those feet. Shake those legs. Okay. So, we're going to do a few warrior sequences and then we're going to get into pyramids. So we're going to inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Here, if you want to go into plank, walk your hands, walk your feet, come right into plank. If you want to skip plank, you go right into down dog. So choose where you want to be. Maybe a few breaths in your plank, whether it's modified or full. Then bring it back up to down dog. Pedal those feet, left and right. Stretch the back of the legs. Beautiful. Lift one leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Small circles here. So you want to do circles with your legs to open up the hips. Good. Slowly bringing the leg towards the side. Coming into your warrior. This is the hardest transition in yoga. Coming from down dog to warrior. So, warrior means the front foot is ahead of the knee, the back foot. So you're close to the edges of the mat, right? You're nice and wide. You're bending that front knee, and that back foot is turning slightly, so about 45 degrees. Then the shoulders and turning forward. Find your warrior one. Breathe. Shoulders are down and back. Inhale, exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, exhale. Arms are nice and wide. Bring the hands back to center. And bring the hand back and turning the hips to the other side of the mat. Roll the shoulders. Warrior two. So for warrior two, your front hand is going to be in line with your shoulder. You're going to be looking at that front hand, middle finger, and your back arm is nice and strong behind you. Breathing here. Turning the hand up, bringing the hand for reverse warrior. Finding that warrior two one more time. Turn, setting the hand on the legs, reaching up or maybe reaching overhead. This is your warrior side bend. And just opening for the ribcage. Breathe. Inhale, back to warrior two. Find those arms. So now you're going to do the bow and arrow with the arms. Inhale, exhale. Bringing that back arm forward. Round, reach, round, and reach. Bring the arm and point your bow, your arrow up. Breathing nice and strong. Lowering the hands. Turning the hips back to the front. Rolling the shoulders. Now both legs are extended. We're going to reach down for the blocks or the books. So we could have the blocks on either side of the mat. Here we could have a small bend in the knee. We need to bend the knees a little bit because we don't have the flexibility. We can, or we can extend a little more. Our back is flat, so we're not rounding to keep that back flat. If this is too much, you could just stay here, right? Finding that nice deep stretch. If you're able to come down. And you can make it deeper too by bending forward and extending. Bend and extend. Bend and extend. Beautiful. Slowly walk that back leg to the front. Small bend in the knees, round that spine, coming up, inhale, and exhale. Rolling the shoulders. Connecting with our breath here, one more time, before we go to the other side. We're gonna do that exact same sequence on the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Flat back for monkey. Exhale, from. Go right to down dog or plank, whatever you decide. It's your choice. You can either add a chaturanga in there if that's in your practice. So hold that plank, nice strong core, squeezing the belly button towards the spine. Up dog, if it's in your practice, just holding that plank. Pushing it back for down dog. Settle the feet left and right. Sweep the other leg up. And slowly bend the knee, open the hip. And rotate that knee. And then bringing that leg over for your warrior on the other side. So now, if your right leg was in front before, now your left leg is the one that's going to go in front. So position yourself so your front foot and your back foot are about the same distance away from your tailbone. So you want to be nice and open here. Both feet pushing towards the edges of the mat. Hips are facing forward. Rolling the shoulders. Now you're bending that front knee. Reach up for warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale. Exhale. Open up that chest. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Hold it here. To warrior and cactus combination. Reach. Warrior one. Bring your hand back. And your hips are now going to turn to be parallel to the mat. And your hips are also in line with your shoulders. And then looking at that front finger, front middle finger, rolling the shoulders back and down. We don't want to be in a situation where the shoulders are creeping up. Relax the neck. Beautiful. Bending that front knee. So used to warrior stance. Breathe. Turn the hand up. Reverse your warrior. Coming back to warrior two. Bend. Find that side angle. I'm actually going to turn, so I'm not giving you my back view. So now, first you find a nice opening of the chest here, then bringing the hand overhead. So knees bent, arm is supporting on the leg, opening up the body here. Engage the core, squeeze the belly button back to warrior two. Now bringing the hand back to the front, creating your bow and arrow. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Make this very dynamic, fluid. Inhale, exhale. Finding that bow and arrow stance. Shining it up. Beautiful. And coming back to more of a straight leg stance. This is where you grab your blocks, set them on both sides, hinge, and reach forward. So you're going to reach forward with your blocks or your books. So what you want to do is keep soft knees. So don't lock the knees if that doesn't feel comfortable. Nice flat back, right? This pose requires quite a bit of flexibility. So if you need to bend the knees a little more, you can. Just try to find that flat back. If you don't have the blocks, you could just stay here, right? Finding that nice deep stretch of the back of the front leg. Keep breathing. Maybe a little deeper. Here, moving forward. Coming back. Moving forward. Good. Slowly coming up. Every time you bring your body up from a position, you want to engage your core. So back to center, shake those knees. Hope we're doing okay. Breathe. Drink some water if you have some water near you. One pose that we didn't do, which we'll do in a minute, is triangle pose. So I'll show you that in a minute. So we'll keep the blocks here. We are going to do another pose first. It's a balance pose and also a twist. So you're going to start, let's actually start with the left foot down because that was the leg that was bent for the previous warrior sequencing that we did. So the right leg is bent. You're nice and straight. Now slowly you're going to start bending the other knee and then bringing your foot over. So you're going to squeeze almost as if you were sitting. You are sitting basically on your own leg right here. So this could be where you stay, or you could bring the hands and then just get the foot off the floor for your pigeon seated stance. And then come up. Now see how I set my foot down and my knees bent? You could try to combine the pigeon legs and pigeon arms at the same time. So you're gonna bring the right arm on top of the left arm. Let me show you closer. This arm is on top, this arm comes around. Then you want your shoulders to be down when you have this position. These are your eagle arms, okay? So what you're gonna do is hold your eagle arms and then try to back down, try to sit back down in your pigeon or eagle chair. Yes. Breathe. If this is too much, you can just stay here. Release. Untangle everything. Shake those legs. Just try that on the other side. Knees bent. The other leg is straight but not locked. Slowly start bending both legs. One leg on top of the other. This could be where you stay. You just bring your chest forward, right? Or you get that foot off the floor, the leg that's on top. Find that balance. Good. Maybe find that balance with your hands in prayer position. Breathe. Lots of balance here. Inhale up. Find your eagle arms. Now switching so that the left arm is now on top. Rolling the shoulders back. Really squeezing those shoulder blades down and in when you find that bind in the arms. Coming down to your eagle seated stance again. Breathe in here. And slowly coming up. Releasing the hands. Good. We're going straight to our chair position. Feet are about hip width or maybe a little narrower. Knees are soft. I'm going to turn so you can see me from the side. So knees are soft. The hands come to heart center. Then I start sitting, this time without the leg on top, right? I just sit down and squeeze the inner thighs together. I don't let my knees go forward. I imagine I have a wall in front of me and I just sit back and hold this pose. Good. Inhale. Exhale, sit. Turn and twist towards one side. So you could be here in your twisted chair, or you could be here into a deeper twisted chair where you lift this leg and you bring the elbow down. This is for my advanced yogis. My beginner yogis are going to stay here. Okay? So it's all about turning the chest parallel to the edges of the mat and finding that twist here. Or here, if you're more flexible and have a longer practice. Inhale and exhale. Shake those legs. Maybe bring the legs up. Squeeze the belly button. Get some blood flowing. Don't worry, I didn't forget the triangle pose. We'll do it in a second. And then inhale up. Inhale, sit back down into chair. And now we're going to turn to the other side. So I'm actually going to face you now. Turn and twist. Or if you're more advanced, turn and twist into a lower chair. Good. Breathe. Keeping the chest open, keeping the shoulders up. And releasing. Inhale, exhale. Open up nice and wide. Turn the feet to one side and your hips a little bit too. You're going to go into a warrior two stance, but then you're going to extend your leg. Then you're going to reach with the hand and reach also with your body, with your part of your hip. And then you're going to reach towards the top of the knee and extend the other hand or reach towards the block. So this is your triangle pose. Nice strong legs, nice and wide. Reaching for that block, reaching for the floor if you're more flexible, right? Or here, but be careful if you need to bend the knee, go ahead. And if you want to look up at your arm, if this is too much for your arm, you can bend the arm just as long as your chest stays open. Beautiful. Bring yourself up. Engage the core. Squeeze that belly button in. Come back to center. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Wide-legged forward fold. Then you reach for that block right here. And relax. So if you have the block, you want to just put both hands on the block. Relax the head. Shake the head, yes or no. Slowly come up. Now turning to the other side. So the front foot is parallel to the mat. The back foot is in that 45-degree position. The hips are turning, and then they're opening up. They're almost parallel to the front of the mat. Rolling the shoulders, finding the warrior two stance again that we did earlier. Extending that front leg, leaning forward, and then finding that triangle. Beautiful triangle. So either reaching for that block or setting the hand just on top of the knee. Don't go right on the knee. You can go under the knee or towards the floor, depending on your flexibility. Keeping that chest nice and open. Looking at that top hand. Or resting the arm here behind, bending that front knee into unity. Good. Slowly engaging the core, start coming up. Release. Back to center. Back to forward fold. And slowly come up. Both these feet in. Shake those legs. Beautiful. Hope we're doing okay. Okay, perfect. So, we're going to do a couple more things with that plank that we did earlier, and then we'll get on our backs. So, from your tabletop, you're actually going to extend one of the legs back, and then you're going to lean forward to a modified plank, and then you're going to bring that leg towards the hand. Let me start with this leg, sorry. So from tabletop, extend the leg, walk the hands, lean, and then bring the leg in and out, towards the elbow. So this is your beginner option. You're going to do this here You can do it on this side, or you can do it in plank. Squeezing the belly button, and then 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is your advanced version, 2, or your beginner version, 1, 2, 1, 2. Squeeze those obliques, 1, 2. Then open up nice and wide, push back for child's pose. So you want your knees to be nice and wide, close to the edges of the mat. Getting your head down on the floor. If you can't reach, you always have the option of resting your head on a block. Here, also you could give a little shake to the hands to give a little love to your wrists. Resting your head down. And reaching the hands. Coming up for that nice wide stance. Right hand comes to center. Left hand comes up. And then you thread the needle. You bring your arm. And then you set the head down. And the other arm comes behind. So we're just stretching the shoulder. The arm is on the floor. Setting the head down. Relax. Breathe. And here, if you want to push back for a dynamic child's pose, you can push back and then find that wide plank. Push back, and then you'll feel like you're a frog. But this is very good for the hips. Inhale, exhale. And then you're going to do your thread the needle on the other side. So the hand comes to center, the other hand comes up. Thread the needle and set the hand down and set your head down and shoulder is nice and stretched on the floor. The top hand comes behind. So the hips to be up, you don't have to be close to the floor. The body's going to need to come up because your arm is on the floor. Here we relax the neck, relax the shoulders. And slowly come up. And then we're going to switch to feet on our backs. Before we do that, we're going to do a little bit of core work with our boat pose. So we're going to have the feet together, the knees are bent, shoulders are down, and back is nice and flat. Excuse me. So option 1 will be to bring your hands back. So you're going to lean back with your chest and then have your hands behind you. So you could have a fist or your hands down. Then you're going to lift the legs so that they are parallel to the ground. Right here, you're engaging the core and squeezing the belly button. So your legs are in a V from shoulder, hip to knee. So find that V right there. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. If you have the strength, you can let go of the hands. Find your hands right on the sides. You're still lifted. You're still engaging and squeezing that belly button. Maybe you can hand your legs here. You can grab them with your hands. Or you can extend the feet. Find your more advanced boat right here. If you feel yourself shaking, that's fine. Let the earthquake come. Set the feet down. If you're feeling this in your lower back, you need to squeeze your belly button more. Maybe have something to support your back, like a ball or a towel, or just stay on your arms. As you build that strength, you will be able to hold yourself without the arms. So we are going to do another version of this. You're going to have one leg bent, one leg extended, and it's going to come up and down. And you're going to squeeze that belly button and breathe. Active legs, right? Strong legs right here. And release. Maybe open up. Release those hips. The hip flexors can get quite tight from this. Get yourself in position. Now the other leg. So the leg is extended, the other leg is bent. You're leaning back, leg comes up and down. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If you want to skip this, you can just do your boat right here, hold it a little bit longer. Just as long as you are working on building that strength. Set the legs down. Now the legs are going to come to one side, and the chest is going to stay open and maybe turn the other. So this is called the mermaid pose. It's almost like a sexy pose. Look at catalog. Smile right here. Set the legs up again. Let them fall to the side. And look to the other. Bring the feet back to center. Lower yourself back down. You're going to set the feet down right underneath your knees. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, you're going to start squeezing the pelvis up. And squeezing the glutes, finding your bridge. If you want to find that bind in your shoulders, you can. So it's all about lifting and squeezing, maybe coming down for a second and squeezing back up. If you can hold the pose, hold it right here. Or if you need to lower, take a little break and engage and squeeze the glutes. Breathe. And release. Bring your knees to the chest. Roll side to side. This should feel pretty good after doing the boat poses. Just really relaxing the lower back here. Extend the legs, extend the arms overhead, full body stretch. Breathe deeply. Bringing one leg up, holding that leg up, holding that to maybe bringing yourself up and stretching the back of that leg. And then bringing that leg to the top of the leg for your wonderful stretch. And then reaching for the opposite leg for a deeper glute stretch. So this is our supine pigeon. Some people prefer this pose facing down, but it could be a little bit challenging for the knees. So I like doing it in this position. Nice deep stretch of the glutes. Set the legs down. And the other leg up. Finding a nice deep stretch. So holding either right underneath the knee or right on top. Soft knee, you don't need to lock the leg. Bring yourself up here, stretch the back of that leg. Good. Relaxing everything, setting the leg on top for number 4 stretch. Reaching for the leg, finding a deeper stretch of the glute and thigh. Slowly come up with both legs. Maybe allowing them to open nice and wide. Maybe bending the knees, reaching for the legs, for the ankles if you have the flexibility for happy baby, or just staying here for a nice deep stretch of the inner thigh. Choose where you want to go and where you want to be. So the legs down. Nice twist towards the right. So you're going to allow the legs to fall to the right. Keeping both shoulders down. You're going to hold that top leg with your right arm. So the legs are turning towards the right, and then the right arm is holding, and the left arm is staying on the floor. So if you're doing the opposite side, just make sure the same arm, that's where the legs are going, this arm is going to be holding. So you finally twist in the spine. Breathe. Legs back to center. Turn the legs to the side. Nice twist on the opposite side. So now the left arm is going to grab that top leg, keeping both shoulders down, maybe looking away at the hand, looking towards the right. Breathe. Bringing the legs back up. Now allowing the legs to open with the knees bent. Nice deeper hip flexor stretch. Resting the arms towards the sides. If this is too much, you can set a block on each side of the legs. If this feels like it's too much opening, you can set the blocks to support you. And then for Savasana, which is our final pose of relaxation, I'm going to give you a choice. You want to grab a block. We're going to position it on the mat. But you want to make sure that the block is right aligned with your shoulder blades. So when you lay down on it, your chest is open and your head is resting comfortably. If you need to adjust the position of that block, you can. Maybe set the other block to support the head, or you can do this with no block. So if you have the block and you choose to do it with one block on the head and one block on the back, that's great. And you can find your Savasana and rest. If not, you can just be here on the floor. This is our final pose. If this is so comfortable for your lower back, you can always bend the knees and let them lean to one another. And then you're just going to scoop your pelvis so you don't have an arch in the back. And then you can relax here and breathe. Finding place of peace and surrender. Place everyone to find this practice. Just relax everything in your body. Keep your eyes closed. Relaxing everything from the crown of the head down to the forehead. Relaxing the eyes, your mouth, relaxing your jaw, and sticking your tongue out. Relaxing your shoulders, maybe a roll in the shoulders. You're still laying down on the floor. Allowing the upper and lower back to release and stretch and relax. Allowing the hips, quads, hamstrings, knees, calves, and shins to relax completely. Letting your legs sink onto the ground. Allowing your ankles and feet to relax. Slowly moving your fingers and toes. When you're ready, coming to the side of the mat, coming to the side of the body. And bring yourself up to seat position when you're ready. Extending the spine, inhaling up. Exhale. Bringing the hands to heart center. Sealing the intention that is set for our practice one more time. Sealing in our hearts. Finding peace and love. Wishing you a beautiful day. Rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you.